Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. What is this video about? Well, I'm going to chop up some breaks, but I'm going to do it in a very specific way. And that way is something that I consider to be kind of classic. Well, maybe not classic, but at least a way that I used to do it when I started getting into this stuff. And I don't know, maybe people are still doing it now. I strongly suspect people are. However, if you're not, then this is a very, very fast and gratifying way to do it. And I'm going to do it using only the QWERTY keyboard. Well, actually not only, but as much as possible, because there are actually loads of ways that you can use the QWERTY keyboard to do this stuff. And it works very well for chopping up breaks. So what I've got here is I've got a load of breaks and I'm going to pick one. All right, that one will do. So I'm going to put that into a simpler and I'm going to drop that into the simpler. Now, my version of Live by default, when you drop a sample of Breakbeat into simpler, is that it slices by transients. We don't want that. No, we're going to do it in eighth notes. Yep. Why am I going to do it in eighth notes? Well, because what you get when you do it in eighth notes is that you can sequence only in eighth notes. But you get like all the ghost notes and everything. So you sort of get two samples for the price of one. So let's put that there like that. And then let's get sort of somewhere. I don't really need any of this. Let's close all this down. Yeah, I want to kind of make this nice and big. So when you focus in the clip, you can move around with the left and right arrow keys, right? Now, you can't see my keyboard, obviously. You're going to have to trust me. Or maybe in ScreenFlow, I can put the keyboard commands up. I can't remember if it does that or not. So maybe you can see that I'm going left, left, right, 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 left, left, left. Now, if I hold, again, on the keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard, the A key, and press right. Oh, no, that was wrong. Is it because I've not got it? Am I in the wrong? I'm in the wrong octave. Oh, bloody hell, what am I doing here? I've got to turn that on. There we go. Okay, sorry, everyone. It's very, very early. There we go. Right, so, okay. I haven't done a video for a while. Sorry, I'm a little bit... I need to get back into it. It's been so incredibly hot. It's too hot to sit in my room with headphones on and the windows closed. You know, but it's a little cooler today, so let's see how we get on. Anyway, let's get back to it. So I'm going to press A on the keyboard, which is actually C, but it's A. So let's go up the keyboard like that. So we're going A, W, S, E, D, F. F and G are actually where F and G would be on the keyboard. F, T, G, Y, A. No. Okay. So we've only got 8 slices. So we go up to G. So if I hold A and press right, it draws a note in like that. And we can keep doing that like that. And we can make a long note or a short note. And then we can hold shift and move along to select it. Well, not select it, but select the region. Press enter. And then that note is selected. We can press delete to delete it. This is pretty cool. This is going to be quite fun, I think. So, but also we need to make sure, yeah, I put the grid into eighth notes earlier. So whenever we kind of put in a note, it's going to lock it to an eighth note, which is very good because we have sliced the loop into eighth notes. So let's just hold shift, go back, press enter, delete that one. Right, okay, I'm going to hold A, press right, then hold W, press right, hold S, and press right, and then repeat that. And then go a little further, E, D. And then what we get is this. Okay, let's go a little bit faster. It's Thursday. Okay, let's try something. Okay, see if I can keep that open like that so I can sort of start the clip. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's kind of fun, but maybe I want to make some changes. So hover, focus back into the clip. Let's say I want to maybe get these notes here. I'm going to press enter and move them to there. All right. Okay, not quite. Oh, we can move them left and right and up and down like that. Okay, and then when we're done, we can press enter to deselect them. That wasn't what I meant to do. So I'm going to go back, get that one, hold shift, press right, press enter, move that down, press enter again to deselect it. And then get rid of these ones, press enter, delete, come back and then select these 3, press enter, and then duplicate. Yeah. Okay, not quite the ones I meant to do. I'm going to delete them, go back here. Find the note I want. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, now I want to hold shift again, go back, press enter, press delete. Beautiful. That's what I wanted. Okay, now let's select them all, Command A, and then do Command D, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Now, we can't see them, but I can see down here that they've duplicated. Now, I want to loop that entire selection that I've just duplicated. So I'm going to do Command A, Command L. Now, there's no way to sort of zoom out. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, we can zoom out with the... So basically what I'm trying to do is trying to do as much of this as possible without the mouse, just with the keyboard, as much as I can. I'm still learning this. I think it's quite interesting. You know, if you're sort of working on a laptop and you're not very fond of the trackpad, you can still do this stuff. And if you've got the speaker on up here, then when you move left and right, it'll play the note that it's advancing through. Okay, so let's listen to this. Okay, that's a fairly sort of nicely groovy. Let's maybe make some changes. Let's maybe just select these two, press enter, and move those up to something like that. Yeah, very good. Press enter again to deselect them. Go to a different bit. Let's say these two. Okay, let's go over here and maybe select these three, enter, move them up. Yeah, okay, or maybe something like that. All right, deselect those. Let's maybe take this one, select it with enter, move it down. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of fun. Yeah, just all with the keyboard and then just left and right, get to where we want. Now, this will get a little difficult to manage if we keep sort of working in one clip. You can do, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to take that clip, duplicate it, and then make some changes in this clip. So let's get back into wherever the mouse is in focus in the clip. Let's actually just trigger that clip. Yeah, so wherever the mouse is in focus, click on the clip. Then the keyboard is now locked to that clip. So let's say maybe I want to do something like, let's take that one. I'm going to do Command 1 to decrease the grid size and do Command E to chop that in half like that. Yeah. Enter to deselect. Let's maybe get this one over here. So if we don't want to hear it whilst it's playing, we can just turn that blue speaker off. Okay, let's try that again. So let's maybe go over to this one here. Now we're in the 16th note grid. So when we move when we move the play head left and right, it's going to do it in 16th notes. But you can quickly change that by just doing Command 1 and Command 2. So I'm going to select this one here. Well, I'm going to hold shift, press right till that region is selected, press enter. It's right on the other side of the screen here. And then I did Command E to split it in half. Yeah. Oh, I accidentally moved it. So we need to deselect it. And then we're just back to moving the playhead around. Let's say I just want to move this one up like that for whatever reason. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. I'm having a nice time. Okay, let's try something else. Let's get another clip. Let's duplicate this clip, fire this one off. And then let's try something a little different. So I'm going to introduce a little bit of velocity on here. Wow. I'm going to just make it a touch louder. Let's try something like 35%. Bring it down a little bit. Maybe bring it up a little bit on the mixer. And now I want to do like a kind of velocity roll type thing. Let's maybe do it here. So I'm going to select that. So I'm going to just to remind you people, hold shift, press right, then enter. Now that note is selected, but I want to delete it. gone. So let's maybe delete this one. Put the grid back into 8th notes. Find that note, that snare. Hold that note. Press right. Good. Go back to 16th note grid. Now this is going to be tricky because... Actually, no, it won't. Yeah, we go here. So I'm going to hold shift, press right, press enter. Now that's selected. I'm going to move it back. Right. Then I'm going to do the grid again. That's 16th notes. I'm going to go 32nd notes. Now I'm going to press Command E and it's chopped them up into 32nd notes. Then I'm going to go to the ramp down here and apply a lovely ramp like that. Look at that. So that's going to ramp up the velocity. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe the placement was wrong. But that's okay. We can fix that. Let's put the grid back to 8th notes. Navigate to, well, actually, we need to go back to 16th notes. Select those. Whoops. Enter. 8th note. Move it back to there. Actually, let's delete that note first. We have to go back into 16th notes. Enter. Delete. Okay. Along 1/16th note. Shift. Drag. Enter. Sorry, not shift, drag. Shift right. Left, put it back, enter. Okay, let's see how that sounds. All with the keyboard. Okay, that's kind of fun. Okay, so I put that note in the wrong place. That's okay. Shift, left, enter, up, enter. Beautiful. I think this is how I'm going to make music from now on. No mouse. Goodbye, mouse. Not really. I like the mouse too much, but this is a very interesting, rewarding exercise. Just a little example of the things that we can do. Now, if we wanted to, I think if we select this, press enter and then type in 50, then it'll put the velocity to 50. So that's kind of quite nice as well. So, enter to deselect it. Don't know why I'd want to do that. I'm just sort of demonstrating this. Let's say I want to adjust the velocity of this note. I can hold shift, press right, press enter, type 25, press enter again. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, let's try something else. Let's duplicate this track, delete all these clips, and start from scratch. So let's make a new clip here, and let's get to the range that we want here. Am I on the wrong? Probably on the wrong clip again. Hold on, not the wrong clip, the wrong track. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's bring that back up. So let's get in here. All right. So if I press A. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's get the grid into 8th notes. So we won't use this menu. We'll just use the keyboard shortcut, which is Command 2. And you can see by the faint grey line that is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Now the playhead is at the start. A, left. Sorry, right. W, right. S, right. Or C, C sharp, D. And then E. And then repeat that. Let's see what that sounds like. Now, I'm going to have to actually go back to the session view. No, I did it wrong. Okay, I did it wrong. No worries. So let's get them all. Enter, move them up. Enter to deselect. Let's get this one. Enter, duplicate. And then up. Enter to escape. What am I doing here? God, yeah. These three. Enter. Down. Maybe make this a little bit wider, or a little bit taller, I should say. All right. Okay, good. Command A, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Command A, Command L, minus, minus, minus. There we go. We're all fully zoomed out. Good. That's looking tasty. All right, let's just edit that sequence a little bit. Enter to deselect them all. Then we're left and right here. Let's just say, let's take these two, hold shift, press right, enter. Let's just move them to there or something. Enter to deselect. Actually, I've changed my mind. Maybe something like this. Yeah, enter to deselect. Let's go some other ones here. Let's maybe something like these two. Enter. Yeah, enter to deselect. And then these ones maybe we'll do something like just scramble these ones around like this. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So that was like just using the keys, and I was kind of like looking whilst I was doing it. You know, once you sort of get your head around, it's not a huge amount of stuff to remember. It's mostly just shift left and right, up and down, and enter. I don't know if escape works as well. Yeah, escape works if you want to deselect something. It's pretty nice. And because we're working in eighth notes, it's really quite economical because the grid is locked to the same division of which we've sliced our loop. Anyway, let's try something else. So I'm going to go and get that. I'm going to get that simpler. I'm going to group it. I'm going to expand out the chains. I'm going to duplicate that chain, and I'm going to replace this sample with a different drum break. And we're going to go a little bit more breakball. Let's just turn the quantize off and listen to. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, so I'm going to drop that into this one. Now, when you do that, I always thought that it will like keep the settings but just replace the sample. But actually, no, it puts it back to the default, which is in this case is transient. We don't want that. We're going to have to do that every single time. It's a little bit annoying, but it's just the way it is. It's only 2 clicks. Change it from beat to division. And now let's solo that. Let's cancel that clip and listen to our clip here. Yeah. All right, nice. Let's do that again. Duplicate, solo, go here and find, which one did we just drop in there? I don't know. Was it this one or something? I think it was this one. Yeah, that one's good. Let's use that one. Let's put that one in there. Again, we have to put these back to beat. Beat 1/4. Let's have a listen to it. Cancel that clip. Let's listen to this one. Now for these ones, I don't want to do any of that velocity stuff. So I'm going to turn the velocity down, all the way down, all the way down. Right click, copy value to siblings. Now it's a little quieter. So let's put this back to 0 and copy value to siblings there. A little loud, that's all right. I'll just come down a bit here. Okay, that's nice. So I'm just going to, I don't really need to see any of that stuff. No, I don't need to see that. Right, okay, let's cancel that. Let's listen to this. Yeah, that one's fun. Let's use that one. So let's duplicate this one and put that in there. And then again, we have to do this. A little repetitive, but repetitive, annoying, but oh well, that's fine. And I'll solo that. Let's maybe do a couple more just to give a little bit more variety. Yeah, that one's good. I like that one. Okay, number 20, you're going in there. Yeah, change this to beat, change this to 1/8. And we'll do one more, I think. One more, and let's see what we've got. Brutal. That is drum funk as fuck. That one, we got to use that one. Right, okay, put that in there. And set this to beat, set this to 1/8. Okay, so now let's go back to our clip here. Get this all in the same view like that. So for this, what I'm going to do is switch them around using some velocities. So let's just try and get this a little bit nice to look at. Something like this. All right, then I can see my clip. Oh my God, now they're all playing at the same time. We don't want that. So we're going to go into the velocity zone selector, select all the chains, right click, distribute ranges equally. Now we're just playing one break. So I'm going to select them all. Now we're kind of not really doing this with the keyboard anymore, I'm afraid. We're going to go back to the mouse because to do this type, well, actually, let's try it. We've selected them all. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Can you hear that? That's my keyboard. Irritating dick with the keyboard. Let's do select all and type in 1. Okay, now they all have a velocity of 1, which means it's only going to play this one here. And we can see that by pressing this button here. So you can do a little bit of that stuff, but I want to apply like a little bit of deviation. So I'm going to do that to these ones here and these ones here. And I'm just going to apply full deviation like that. And then what's going to happen is that when these notes play, it's going to, you can see ever so slightly, there's a little dot in there. And that means that that note has got velocity deviation applied to it. So what that is going to do is round that bit and around that bit. It's just going to jump to another break in the chain. Very nice. Let's have a listen. Okay, it won't always sound good, but it's... Yeah, I still like it. Now, if you didn't want the deviation, you could just basically duplicate that. Let's work in this clip. Find those clips with the deviation on, which are these ones here. Turn the deviation off. And then just do it by, you know, manually drawing. Like that. You know. Or we could even do that with the keyboard. We could go here, and we can just select this one, and we can say, let's say 50. Did that work? Oh, I didn't select it. Right, okay. So now it's selected. We can just type in 50. Good. Now that's got a velocity of 50. Enter to deselect this one. So let's just do this again. Shift, right, enter. Type in 70. Now that's got a velocity of 70. Ah, blah, I really should have practiced this. It's a mouthful. This is a fucking mouthful. Okay. Oh my God, now I'm lost. What was I doing? Right. Enter to deselect. Right. Shift, right, enter. Let's say 100 for this one. So I'm just typing in what I want. Enter to deselect. Right, shift, right, enter. Let's say 40. Velocity of this one. So I'm putting this all in by hand. You know when people say, oh, you do it by hand. Well, I'm doing it by hand right now. Okay, so this is for you. This is for you people who comment that stuff. When people post things about breaks and they go, oh, I think you have to do it by hand. I'm doing it by hand right now for you. So here you go. This is for you, that guy. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's say this is 30. Deselect. 120. Good. So now you can sort of... Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. As far as I know, there's no like keyboard shortcut to adjust the chants. At least I don't think so. Let's see if the help file has anything to say about that. Chants editor, the lane header, right click on a header to hide the lane or swap to another editor. What? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, no. So this we will have to do with the mouse. That's okay. Let's just do it. So I kind of want all of these ones here, the second eighth note to have a 50% chance. Because I really like it sometimes when there's a little stop at the start of the bar. Yeah, like that. But I don't want it to happen all the time. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's just try a new clip. So one thing that I think is quite good about doing this is that you can do things in these clusters of 3/8 notes. Now, this was something I was thinking about doing in another video, and I've never gotten around to it because I'm so incredibly lazy, but I'm going to do a mini version of that right now. And that is to do, or maybe I have talked about it before, I can't remember. Anyway, this is to do with the language of certain genres of music. Certain genres of music have a grammar, a language, a way in which you communicate the style, right? So if you're doing house or techno, there's generally a 4/4 kick and a 4/4 hi-hat that are a quarter note, an eighth note, offset. You are speaking the language of that genre of music. For breakbeats and like, not for breakbeat, like breakbeat music, but kind of breakbeat jungle, you're generally doing things in a kind of 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 right. So that is very, very easily achieved by doing things in clusters of 3/8 notes. So since we are in a clip here, and we'll put this to 1/8 note, we can draw in some notes here like this. And just for the sake of the demonstration here, I'm going to hit enter and put that to 1. So it's only playing the first one there. Now I can duplicate that. Okay, I've gone slightly off, but that's okay. Let's come out a little bit here. Actually, no, let's delete that. Let's delete that one there. Okay, let's come all the way back. Let's do Command A, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Command A, Command L, 0 0 0. Ah, love it. There we go. So I'm going 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. And you know, if we sort of like, we can move these groups of 3/8 notes to different areas. So let's maybe take like this, select them by pressing enter, and just move them somewhere, wherever. Let's not think about it. Let's hold shift, press right here, get this bar, press enter, and just move them to somewhere like that or whatever. And then we'll do the same here. Hold all of these, select, and then maybe just do something like that. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, you get it, right? Okay, that's nice. Let's duplicate that. Select all, duplicate, and then Command All, Command L, and then minus, minus, minus. And then we've got, oh, I just moved them all. Enter to deselect. Right. Okay. Where's the playhead? Right. Okay. There's the playhead. So let's maybe do the same thing here for this bit. Let's select these, enter, and just move them to somewhere like that. Deselect, go here, hold shift, press right, enter, move them to somewhere like this. I don't know, whatever. And then get these, enter, move them there, and then these, shift, put right, enter, move them there, and then it's probably going to sound like. Okay, some of those I didn't really do. I didn't think about very well, but. Oh, I did keep forgetting to press enter. There we go. I wonder if there's like a short. I wonder if like Option Command. No. Oh my God, what did I just do there? What's that? Oh, that's interesting. That's Option plus Command for sort of fine selection. Not what I want. Maybe Option Shift. I was wondering if there's like a way to select them as you drag like that. Maybe Control. Oh no! What the fuck is going on? What have I done now? Why is my mouse cursor winking at me? That's very weird. No. Okay. I just thought maybe. So when you sort of do, they're all sort of the same. Sorry, I'm sort of trying to work this out. Okay. I just sort of stumbled on this morning and was like, oh, this is really good fun. I'm going to do the video right now because that's the kind of freedom I have as a content creator. Just go in half prepared. Well, that's kind of weird. That's sort of the same. Oh my God, keep forgetting to press enter. There we go. Yeah, that's good, yeah. So that repetition of 3/8 notes is very, very, very reminiscent. I think you're speaking the language. That is the grammar of breakbeat, in my opinion. I mean, if you don't agree, that's fine. But you're wrong. Let's just try like moving these to somewhere else like this. And then so I'm just going to take like maybe some of these and just not maintain the original phrasing of the break, but just make a repetitive pattern like this. Oh, I need to play that clip. Here we go. I just select these. A little quicker to just select like that and then just press up and down. And get these ones here, move them there like that. Sometimes they don't work. I mean, the kicks and the snares need to go where the kicks and snares ought to go. But the ghost notes in between can kind of go wherever they want. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so for these ones here, let's apply some deviation. Something like this, and then let's do that for these ones here. Apply some deviation. They do sound a bit silly sometimes, but... I think for the switching, there's maybe sort of a slightly different way to go about doing that, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's kind of fun, but I like this first one. No, this one. Which one's the one I like? This one. Yeah, this one's good. I'm going to color code that green. Good. Okay, let's just maybe put like a bass line in. How long am I going? 30 minutes. I think I've covered everything I need to, but let's just do a bass line. I was sort of trying earlier on with operator and the shaper. Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong track. There we go. Sort of trying to use the envelope here to adjust the shaper. Let's turn that on. Deselect the destination to the pitch, and try and where's the peak? Sustain, peak. No, peak there. Initial there. Oh yeah, attack. What is the peak? The peak kind of looks quite. And then where's the decay point? What's that? That's the slope, and that's the decay. All right, yeah. Let's see what that's like. Let's put the. No, peak all the way down. Okay, let's map that to the shaper drive. Go to the filter, turn the shaper on. Let's try hard. Drive all the way up. Let's do something like that. Not so sure now. Peak at 0. No, peak at 0, please. All right, okay. I kind of thought that sounded... Oh, I thought it would sound better than it does, but... That kind of becomes redundant. I'm not even entirely sure if it's even doing anything. Let's put that back to 0. It's sort of not really... Doesn't sound as good as... Doesn't sound as good as the filter, but... Maybe... Let's put this back up. Oh, I've got frequency to key. Yeah, we don't want that. I don't feel like that's working. If anyone can tell me in the comments why I can't route the pitch envelope to the shaper drive. Shaper drive. That's got to be that thing, right? No, not convinced. Anyway, let's maybe use some envelope on the filter then instead. Envelope. I did that without the quantize on. That was dumb. Right, let's put that to 1 bar. Try that again. I'm doing this with the QWERTY keyboard. It was just something like that. Just a bit of context. All right, let's just get these a little bit neatened up. Something. No, those ones were bad. Okay, I'm actually just going to bin off that pitch envelope to shape a drive nonsense. It's obviously a waste of time. Okay, so let's maybe do some editing with this. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And select them all, duplicate, select all, Command L, zoom out, and then let's just maybe like put that one like an octave up. Oh, I did it wrong. Fuck sticks. Right. Yeah, because see what it's done is that it's not selected the whole sequence. Okay, now let's duplicate that. Okay, that's better. Get this one, maybe an octave up, and then these ones an octave up. So let's maybe make these small ones a little longer on the eighth. On this 8th notes, start and end. No, that's too short. 16th notes. Yeah, okay, good. And then here as well. Okay, so for this clip here, I'm going to like change the, let's stop that bass line for a second. I'm going to select like all of these and move them all to, there we go, move them all to just a different break selection on the velocity. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Let's maybe do that again, but change the kicks. Let's get all of these kicks. Oh, play the clip, damn it. All right, okay. Change the velocity here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. So we're doing a little bit of breakcore. We're not going too crazy with the switching of the breaks. It's sort of consistent, but there's a tiny little bit of variety in there, I think. Anyway, let's try it with this. Yeah. And let's maybe say for this one here, let's put the grid into 16th notes. Hit Command E to split that in half. Yeah, good. Yes. Okay, very good. All right, how long are we going? 40 minutes. I think that's long enough for a pretty basic idea. So let's just do a quick recap. Slice your break into 8th notes. Put the grid into 8th notes. Click in the clip. Move left and right with your QWERTY keyboard. And then navigate down to where you need to be to play the first slice, which is C1. All right, I'm on the wrong track. This one. Okay. Let's do that again. Right, I need to get the right. There we go. So C1. Hold that note. Press right. Good. Then another note. 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 Select some notes. Hold shift. Press right, right, right. Enter. Up and down and move them. I've done that wrong. Hold shift. Right, right, right. Enter. Move up and down to move them to a different spot. Enter. Get this note. Select. Enter. Put that somewhere like that. Okay. Play the clip. Okay, I did that wrong. It needs to be like that. Now I'm just doing it with the mouse. What a dumbass. Okay, and there we go. Okay, good. Command A, select all. Command D to duplicate 4 times. Command A to select all. Command L to loop it. 0, 0, 0 to zoom out. There we go. And we got a whole sequence. Oh, press enter to deselect. Navigate to a different spot to make some changes. Maybe these 2 here. Enter, move them up. Enter, escape. Oh, it's to deselect. Let's go here. Select these ones. Hold shift, press right. Enter, up, down, 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 something like that. These ones here. Or let's say these ones here. Shift, press right, enter, up, 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 enter to escape. Stuff like that. It's very, very, very good, especially if you're one of these people who doesn't like the trackpad on a laptop, or, you know, you're just kind of like trying to find some interesting new shortcuts to speed things up a little bit. You know, maybe you're kind of like, maybe you're one of these people who's like on the bus and like, I must make breakbeats now on the bus. I don't want to use the trackpad. I'm just going to do it so it looks like I'm doing work. You know, it looks like I'm doing a spreadsheet or something, or I'm vibe coding. But also really like, I'm one of these artists that's just so constantly inspired that I need to be making music all the time. Like I can't possibly be away from making music 24/7, especially on public transport, so everyone can see how incredibly creative I am. I'm constantly inspired. I'm constantly making music, and if I don't, I'm going to die. I'm making music in the park because I so need to make music and be at one with nature, and I want everyone to see that I'm making music in public. All right, so that's the end of the video, and I'm going to go and put this on my Patreon now, this project, which will come with a fine selection of breakbeats, which I have chopped around and cleaned up, and you can support this channel and get access to it. Or, you know what I say, you know the thing that I say. Might actually go and make some music in the park. It's a really nice day, and I hope everyone sees me. I might take my Move. I've been trying to get into the Ableton Move, and I think that maybe you can use it as a wireless MIDI clock via Ableton Link. That is one thing I am determined to try out. I think if you connect the push to your laptop via Link and then send MIDI out of the oh no, it only does MIDI in. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. That bass line sucks. Okay, bye.